See if I can turn. Well, come on, commercial. Mine's not recent. There we go. Let me know if you can hear me. Look, there we go. Tool collector looks and sounds great. What's up, Tom? Someway, TPG, Matt. I think I saw Bowery. Man, it was hot today. I worked outside all day today for work and when I got home. TV's lagging to the iPad. What's up? I'm gonna say Mets. Let's see, is it Metsao, Metsao, or I'm gonna call you Met. What's up, Denny? Abraham? Mets are it. So I'm gonna call you Mets. What's up, BMCK? It's a little darker in here, but I got all my lights on. Besides those, which I don't turn those on for this. Yeah, it was about. I put in a exterior door today, like a man door for a garage on a house, and then tore off all the garage door weather stripping trim and the brick mold. It was all bad. We changed it out to PVC, but man, it was so hot today. It wasn't that the temperature was hot. It's just been humid because we've got so much rain. I sweated through 2 shirts, and then when I got home, I had to cut the grass. But it's kind of cooled off some now. It's not as bad. Sitting in with my Filet-O-Fish. I haven't had a Filet-O-Fish, and I haven't ate at McDonald's, and I don't know how long. I can't remember the last time I ate anything from McDonald's. It's not a place I don't go to a lot of fast food places that much really anymore. Like, it's pretty rare. And I think if we go to one, it's probably Taco Bell or something. But even then, I don't remember the last time we went to that. What's up, Pie Guy? T-Gig. PVC trim and the heat can actually warp. Yeah, it's a good thing for outside in a sense, but it does move a lot more than you got to pay more attention to your joints and stuff like that on PVC trim than what you do with wood and stuff because it does expand and contract like quite a bit more. So you got to almost leave depends on like when you're installing it, either make a decision like if it's cold or hot to leave a gap bigger or less, and then you got to make sure you put something that's some kind of like I use Big Stretch or something like that that can expand and contract quite a bit. Keep the humidity down there. Yeah, I started out with a t-shirt and then another shirt on this morning, just like a Columbia type shirt. I took it off within the first 5 minutes. I'm like, no, it's just a t-shirt. And then I had to, during the middle of it, had to change mini split, keeping it cool. Yeah, I turned it on whenever I got home today. It was 80. I think it was like 82 when I came in here when I first got here. And that was probably at like 4 o'clock, and I've turned it on and it's down to 72, and it's been keeping that, which is what I got it set on. So it might have been cutting on and off in the last little bit. I turned it on basically before I went and cut grass. Taco Bell's authentic Mexican cuisine. Super humid, hot in Dallas today too, Abraham said. Tom ate McD's the week before last, first time in years, had a Big Mac. The thing had a tough bun and a patty. Good reminder that Mickey D's is nasty. The mismaintenance mod my post. I don't know. I don't know if I've seen. I I didn't go look at the community page today. If it was something today, I might not have even seen it. I have to remind myself to go check that. I wish they gave me notifications for that when people post stuff on there, but they don't. Our taco hell's lucky if it even has ground beef. She was live in the live earlier. Yeah, she was in there working on work when I came outside. She does a job where she can work on it from the home computer or at the office where she works at. So sometimes she comes home and just does some stuff at night just to make her day easier the next day. Amanda said she doesn't care. Get that lawn mowed. Yeah, I mowed it. So there for like probably seemed like a week straight. We got rain every day and a lot. Like we got a bunch of rain last week. Like Friday was a ton, and never could get my grass cut because it was Tuesday of last week. I was like, I could cut the grass, but it doesn't really need it. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it rained like crazy. I think Sunday I finally went ahead and just mowed it. I was like, I don't care if it piles up. I might have to mow it because I'm just gonna have to mow it twice next week or something. So I did mow it and it wasn't too bad. Like I raised it up quite a bit. I just kind of tried to knock down the high stuff. So then same thing today. I think it's supposed to start raining maybe again either tonight or tomorrow. So I went ahead and mowed it today. Tartar sauce is making me regret my life decisions. They still put a slice of cheese on filet o fish, I think. Doesn't filet o fish have a piece of cheese on it too, or something like that? Walmart putting out new hyper tough tools, brushless die grinder kit for $50. Dan the fisherman said. I saw that little blower Carlos had on his live last night. Looked pretty handy. Like if you wanted a um wolf box style blower, like hyper tough's got something like that. And he said, I don't remember what he said the tool was, but he said the batteries were only like $35 a piece or something like that. Seems like maybe he said the tool was 35 too, something like that. Bought 5 Klein ammo boxes, whether or not to keep them. Bulkier than Milwaukee's and seems to have less capacity. Oh, like ammo style mod boxes. Yeah, I haven't got one of those. Now I know their lids come off or does something different than the Milwaukee's does, but I've never had one. I remember seeing it on somebody's video. I don't use the ammo one. I got the one ammo Milwaukee one, which right now I've got it empty. I was using it for my drywall tools, but now I moved all that stuff into the bigger uh, mod box. So I've just got it sitting up there. I haven't figured out what I want to do with it. If I'm gonna, what else I want to put in that type of thing yet. I'll come up with something, some kind of job thing that would fit good in it. But I don't use a lot of. That's the only one I ever even had of that one, and I don't even remember I got that. Seems like I got that when Ferguson was having that deal, and this has probably been a couple of years now. I don't even remember. Like Ferguson Supply was having. I saw a flyer online of like you bought the big old Milwaukee pack out, the big rolling tool chest, and then you got like an ammo box, an organizer. I got the carbide whole set. Seemed like I got some Sawzall blades or something like that, oscillating tool blades, whatever it was. It was like the craziest deal ever. And I called my local Ferguson, and they was like, "We don't know anything about that," you know. And I just saw this little flyer online. So then I called my plumber buddy that buys stuff there all the time, like spends a lot of money there. I'm like, "Can you call whoever it is you deal with at Ferguson and ask them about this?" Because the guy that I kind of talked to at the counter was like, didn't even want to look into it type of thing. And he called and he said, yeah, they said that they could get it for us if you just tell them what you want and they'll order it. And I ordered tons of stuff and sold all those Milwaukee tool chests on Facebook, and it paid for all my stuff. So all my other stuff was free. Like I got carbide hose saws. I think I got an ammo box. I think I got a couple organizers. I got some oscillating tool blades, all kinds of stuff. Basically for the money I sold those big chests for. Does have cheese. Anyone ever use a toggler snap toggle in 5/8 drywall with the wall being insulated? Wonder if the insulation will impede the toggles from having max strength if insulation gets in the way. Uh, so you're talking about like the zip toggles? Is that what you're talking about? I think I wouldn't. I would think that if you end up, I mean, if you tighten that screw down, it's going to compress that insulation. I don't think it would be a problem. Probably lower is 12 volt. Cheese on a flail fish sounds awful. Yeah, cheese isn't something that you think about on like fish, in my opinion. But I know a lot of people like that filet fish though. Like again, I don't know if a lot of people that say they like it have had one, in the last 15 years, but uh, I know a lot of people that used to like the filet fish. What do you guys haul your cordless nailers around in? So I just take my smaller ones fit inside of like my M12 ones, no problem. They fit inside like those regular bags in my deck drawers. My M18 brad nailer, I keep in the single drawer unit of Klein in the back seat of my truck. I keep that in there along with some other tools. Like I think I got the DeWalt oscillating tool. Um, what else do I got in that one? My big Sawzall, stuff that I get out pretty regularly, but not like every day. It's the stuff I keep in there. My other nailers, I just hang up in here in the garage. I don't carry them with me all the time, and I just throw them in the back of my truck because they are, like you said, it's pretty hard to find something for them to fit in. So I just put them in my truck whenever I'm actually using them. I don't keep them in my truck all the time. I do keep my 18 gauges in my truck all the time, but my 15, 16 frame and nailer, all that stuff, crown stapler, like I pretty well know when I'm going to use those. I do always have like trim screws in my truck. So worst case scenario in a situation where I might would use a nail gun for something that on a service call, I'll just use a trim screw. Got it for free, Joey. Your time's worth nothing. Yeah, selling stuff on Facebook has become something. Like there's a lot of time involved in that, dealing with goobers. What's up, Jonathan? Yeah, the ones you put through and tighten up and snap off the extra. Yeah, I would think like once you get the screw started and you suck it, it's going to suck against the backside of your drywall, and even if it goes through insulation, like it's going. I can't imagine that you'd have a problem with it. Parm on fish works. I store 3 flex nailers vertically in the pack out rolling drawer box. Yeah, it's the pack out rolling drawer is a little bit taller. You probably could for sure. Which, like I said, my Brad nailer fits in that Klein single drawer, and it's not the drawer like rolling box. It's just a single drawer. That's all I've got in the Klein drawers, other than those like individual ones I bought. But uh, my brad nailer fits in there with a lot of other tools. I think I used to actually keep my 16 gauge nailer in there and my brad nailer, but I don't carry my 16 with me all the time now because I just got to where I wasn't using it on anything unless I knew I needed it, so I quit carrying it. Any new tools, anyone? Clint asked. So I got a couple new pouches. I think I'm gonna try to make a video for one of them tomorrow. I finally have I've used it, and then I've also figured out how I want to use it. I was waiting to do that until I make a video. The other one I haven't even messed with yet. I did get a couple. I got one thing from Amazon yesterday. What else did I get? Oh, I did get another a thing from Klein, small thing. But I haven't got to go to Lowe's or Home Depot this week. I didn't work the days where it was raining real bad. I spent a lot of that time just here, um, working on some stuff here because all my jobs right now are all, for the most part, exterior jobs. Except for I had one job Wednesday that I went to go do, and they bought the wrong stuff. They It's a doctor's office I do a lot of work for, but they like to buy their own materials and basically just call me and say, "Hey, we've got 7 GFCI plugs we want you to put in, but we've got the, receptacles here." And then I got there and they had bought 15 amp ones, and everything in that whole entire building is all 20 amp circuits. So I told them they'd have to get some 20 amp ones. And again, instead of me just going to the store and getting them, they'll order them. I'll have to go back. What's up, Joseph? Doing pretty good, buddy. What's the worst trade to do punch work? Ugh. I don't know. It's whoever goes in last. I would think like although it would be like, to me it would be, even though electrical and all that stuff and HVAC, but most people don't tear up y'all stuff. To me, it's the flooring guys and the trim carpenters and all that door people and whatever who have to go in behind, like drop ceiling people. Like I can't tell you how many times I got to go. I hate installing a drop ceiling unless it's the last thing on the list because it's like it's guaranteed you're coming back because they're gonna tear it up. Which it's always a change order, so uh, it's not in the bid that I'm gonna come fix the stuff that somebody else tore up. That's up to you if you want to press the people who tore it up for money to pay me, but somebody's paying me. But it's all the finished stuff that gets messed up by people who are in there and don't care. James got the DeWalt Atomic quarter-inch extended reach, 18-inch. Pie Guy just got a 2026 Ford Ranger. That counts as a tool. Retirement gift for himself after teaching high school math for 30 years. 2026. It's probably like a house on the cost. I haven't looked at anything in a long time though, so I don't know what a Ranger even goes for. But that's nice. Some ways participation trophy's been revoked for whatever that means. Abraham got the Milwaukee Shockwave Impact Duty half-inch drive metric SAE standard impact pack out socket set, 27 piece, $95. That's the one I think. Yeah, I've got that one. I don't keep it in the pack out, but I bought it in a pack out because I've still had the. I think I finally just threw them away. Whenever I was cleaning out my garage, I had a bunch of that kind of stuff, like the inserts and all that kind of stuff, tucked in behind the little slot on here. Like I had my old 3-plane laser case. I had those, like the impact socket trays, 2 or 3 Milwaukee cases that were plastic. Metabo case that was plastic. I finally just got rid of them all. I'm like, I'm never going to use these, and I got tired of dealing with them. But I just took my half-inch ones. They're down there in my toolbox downstairs. But I bought them in the pack out case because they were a better deal, and then I'd use that organizer for a toolbox and set it up for something else. Because well, I don't remember what I paid for mine, but whenever you got it and you looked at the price of a organizer, now you don't end up getting the little cup trays or whatever. It's just an empty one once you take the inserts out. But I build job boxes half the time where I take all those things out anyways, and I've got a ton of those. Michael got a Craftsman pole saw free with a battery kit. Billy said, anybody got any recommendations for side pouches? I have an MP1X, but I like something a bit lighter, but holds about the same amount of tools. Bit lighter. Maybe I might have a video this weekend. I think that might be a little lighter. I don't know, but it depends on what you put in it. So it just depends. It could be heavier or lighter. Just depends on what you put in. I don't think it's probably lighter actually. I don't know about anything lighter that holds about the same amount of tools. Not like a pouch. I don't know if a Holstery Joey pouch is any lighter or not, but those hold, quite a bit of stuff, but you don't have the dividers and all that kind of stuff. Worst trade for punch work is attic waterproofing. Got the Milwaukee M18 radio Bluetooth. It was a 10-year award from work. Did you get this one? I like this one. I don't know. Did you get this one or you might have got a newer one? Uh, this one. This one's actually pretty good. Like I can turn this on, not very loud at all, and I can hear it even if I'm working in that other garage. I just leave it up here. I got that one. I don't remember. I got a deal on it whenever I bought it, but I don't remember what I got it for. It was a deal of the day, or maybe I got it on Woot. I don't remember when I got it. Picked up a lot of commercial electric diagnostic tools. My Vito MCT Evo and CBLD coming tomorrow. So I got my CBLD already. I haven't even got an email saying like the Evo has shipped. I bought the MCT and then I also got the Evo pouch coming too. I'm not going to tell you which one I got. It's a secret. Huge delay on my screen. Like right now, I'm just now seeing myself walking in with the radio. So Dane got the Craftsman post saw too. Truck prices are insane. TPG said, yeah, I looked at some like a couple years ago. Not that I was going to buy one, but I was just looking at them because I was. And I was just like, man, it is crazy. And I see all these people driving around in them. I was like, that's like a house with wheels on it now compared to what it was. It makes me say I'm going to drive mine until like it just dies. How'd you store the socket sets? Let's see. I haven't cleaned this toolbox out yet, but I'll take you down there and show you. So I don't have the 1/2 inch. I shouldn't lose y'all since. So I don't have the 1/2 inch of like these. Like here's my 3/8 set, and then I've got up here the shallow ones on a magnet deal there. But I don't have anything for 1/2 inch on those, and I don't use I'm not going to ever use the 1/2 inch ones up here, anyways. I primarily use those on my lawnmower and all that kind of stuff. Make sure I ain't got anything out here y'all can't see. So I still haven't went through these and cleaned these. So there's a lot of dust and stuff in them. There's my handle from my toolbox I took off too. So I just have like these things and just put them in those. So there's metric there, and I took my 3/8 ones out of here, but I just got something else. No, actually those are 1/2 inch. I got another 1/2 inch. I actually got another 1/2 inch set, not Milwaukee. So I might swap these up there to my box and move those down here just so I've got all Milwaukee up there in the top. Look for Fiskars. I did. I actually did go down there and look for it the other day. I didn't find it, so it's gone. Wherever that is gone. Those are just little peg things that's got the writing on the top, but with, Milwaukee's and stuff with the ink and stuff on there, you can see all of it, like, without having to see that, and I kinda like those. They just come right on and off. I've got some of my sockets too, like, that's my old I'm seeing it right now, but, the sockets that were down there, not the impact ones, but just regular ones, that's my old Craftsman set, and I've got a lot of those just loose up here that I need to take back down there and put in there. I was using them for a video up here a long time ago. I think it was never I don't remember what it was for, but I've still not taken them back down there because I keep my Craftsman ones in there. Inside of this one, I've got the Milwaukee sets of the regular sockets, like the square ones, but they're still in the cases. I just have them in a drawer up here that I get in and out. May pick up the caulk gun next and return the batteries. Got a lariat that I had ordered about 3 months ago with the employee pricing for everyone. It cost me 54,000, including tax. My first truck that I bought was like new. The first vehicle I ever bought that was new, like that I didn't buy used, was a Dodge Ram, and I bought it because I didn't work for Dodge, but I worked for a place called Magna International, and we made a lot of parts for basically every brand. Like we made the frames for the F-250s and 150s. We made some stuff for the Nissan truck. Uh, Made some stuff for Dodge. All kinds. So we got like a supplier discount. And by the time I got the supplier discount, and they also had some kind of sale going on at the time, I ended up getting like a brand new truck. So this was back in when would I have bought that? Let's see what year is that truck. I want to say maybe it was an '05 Dodge Ram. But anyways, I bought that truck. I was out the door with it for like $11,000 is what I got that truck for in '05. So here we are in, you know, 2026. It's 54 grand for something along the lines of it. And that's with your discounts. Hadn't bought anything in a while, so I did get the M12 Surge, Chris said. I've noticed the M12 Surge has been a lot of them, like different packages of it, or it being there with something else for free. Anytime Home Depot's been running like a deal of the day or something like that, they've been putting a lot of the M12 Surge in there. And I'm hoping that's a foreshadowing of they're trying to move all the old ones out or something like that. I almost honestly, Chris, bought another one though, because like there was one day that it was it with maybe like a couple batteries and something else, and it was pretty good price. And I was just like, maybe I want to go ahead and buy another one of them because it's still, I mean, even if a new one comes out, they're still good to have the old ones. Do you prefer the Vito MP1X or 2X? I'm considering buying the new Evo pouch. So I use my 2X more than I use my MP1, but I don't have the 1X. And I think the reason why I use the 2X, I do like it though, is because of the clip. Like it's just a whole lot easier for me to put on anything that I've got. And then it also kind of changes the height of it a little bit. So that's kind of why I mostly swapped over to the 2X instead of running my one as much as I used to. So I don't know if I had the 1X with the clip, if I'd still use it more often than not. The only thing I thought about on the Evo pouches is putting them on the side of the bag. It might be nicer to not have such a big one just because it's not going to be so bulky off the side of the bag. But both of them are pretty good. I usually have a spare spot on my MP2X the way that I run mine. So I can get by with a 1X for sure and not be like, oh, I don't have enough room for what I normally use. But the 2X just gives you a little bit more flexibility. So if you need to change a setup to maybe something that's not how you normally use it and you want to add something, it just gives you a little bit of extra. They're not crazy different in size. Again, I don't have the yeah, it might not be too easy for me to get my one MP1 out. It's in a tote. I don't have the I'll grab it real fast. Let me go get my 2X I don't I should be able to get to it pretty easy. I'll grab my 2X out of the truck and then, because I'm pretty sure the Evos will be the same layout. It's just a different system. I don't carry my MP1 with me all the time, but I do carry my 2X all the time. But again, it's not because the 1X 2X, it's because of this right here. It's easier for me to just put it on anything I want to. So like here's 2X as is. I'll take the tools out of this and put it in my MP1. Let me see if I can get it. Y'all can probably see it if I stand back here, I guess. So I normally run diagonals, forged wire strippers, and then I'm for sure probably going to run 2 screwdrivers. Now you could pick if you want to do just 2 like that, or if you run one more often than the other and you want to use an electric screwdriver, it's the same difference. That's the only difference, is I kind of lose a screwdriver, but you could put another one if you wanted to, just a little bit shorter one or something in here, or run your pliers different. I have run mine before and put one plier there, and then 3 screwdrivers. Like I've done that, and it's not too bad. Like these slide in and out okay right there. So then you got non-contact voltage tester. So we'll say I did that. And then, so it kind of leaves you out smaller pliers, like is what you end up losing. But I have run my Cobras like this. You just can't really put the pliers in like the same way that I put them on that. But size wise, I don't know how easy that is to kind of tell. It's not like it's drastically bigger, a little bit wider. You're basically adding, in all reality, you're mostly adding on these 2 pouches right here. All this is kind of the same space you had before. It's just configured a little differently, like because they added these 2 things in there. But these 3 pockets are kind of the same 3 pockets that you get here, but they're also wider this way for like, so where you could put some bigger stuff in there, but that means it sticks out a little bit farther off your body. So mostly depends on how many tools you're going to put in it. Like I ran this for a long time before I bought the MP2X, because the MP2 was always sold out all the time. And then whenever they came out with the X's, that's when I actually got a hold of a 2. Man, I ran this thing a lot. I haven't worked in forever. It's not bad. I don't have a belt on. My Evo pouch hadn't shipped. We ordered around the same time. Haven't gotten either of my bags. Yeah, I did get my CBLD. Like it came like two days later. I've got it in the bag still, because I'm for sure probably going to sell it. So I got it, but I've already got one that I got from me and Jeff Bowery. Did that Bowery boy did a bag trade. So I'm gonna keep the one that I got from him, since I've already kind of had some tools in it and stuff. But I'm gonna sell that one in the bag as new. I just mounted mine on the wall with the pack out case, stuck it on a deep well impact set I have. 11K, no way. Yeah, it's crazy. That's what I ended up getting it for out the door, I think. Which I said, I think they had like at the time when I bought it, they had a $4,500 or $5,000 on some kind of a discount thing, and then I got my supplier discount on top of that. I had some socket organizers like that, but a few of my impact sockets didn't fit. Yeah, I think the inch and a quarter one or something, or the inch and a half one, whatever the biggest one I've got down there. I don't think there was a size for it, but it fit. It fit like in a space that I just stuck it on. The biggest one, all the 2000s, dollar menu and $1.19 gas. Yeah, an actual dollar menu. They still call it a dollar menu now. Nothing's a dollar on it. Not a drinking game. Like, how often does he put a drink down? Oh, I found my Klein cards the other day. I was wondering what I did with these, but that they were tucked away in that uh my US General toolbox. What I found out with the MP1X is I have no hips to hold it up. I've loved the MP2X, but there's no way I can keep my pants on. Yeah. My 2X does, which I wear mine 9 times out of 10, I wear it on my this vest, so it doesn't pull my pants. So like not this vest, but my one in my truck that's just like it. Like this is the 1819, but I wear my 1824, which is just like this. So where I put mine on this, it doesn't it's the right height. Like it's got this little band back here, and I can slide that on there. It's hard to, and so it doesn't pull my pants at all because it's on that, and it works out pretty good. This zipper on this one's never been exactly right. I got to get it like I think I got something hanging up on this. It's got that double zipper, but then the second zipper, if I don't put it on just right on this one, my other one doesn't do this. Like it's like it doesn't go in deep enough for something to catch without me really putting a lot of effort. It's almost like that's too fat. There we go. I think it's not down all the way. This has that double zipper, so you can undo that and not have it so tight if you don't want to. But yeah, I wear mine on this vest like this most of the time, and then so the weight's on my shoulders and not on my pants. And you can also, like, if that's a little bit backwards than what I would like it. I prefer it to be a little bit frontward. So there are some times where I just put it in this pocket, and that's fine too. And I haven't had any problems. I don't wear it like that all the time though, because I'm afraid it's gonna mess up that pocket. But usually, if I'm wearing this and I've got my tools back here, that I've got other stuff like my meters and stuff up inside of these. And these little things right here work perfect for fitting in these little magnetic veto deals. But yeah, I love these vests so much that as soon as I saw this one was on sale, and I'm so glad I bought it now because it's not the only difference between this one and the one I got in my truck, the 1824 and 1819, is this one doesn't have as much mesh back here. Like my other one's 100% mesh on the back, like what this is. This one's not, but this one also has more pockets. Like it's got pockets on the insides, pockets on the back, where that one out there doesn't have that. But I do wear this on my pants too. Some like if I'm not wearing this, sometimes I don't put my vest on. That's the first time I considered investing in a vest. Man, I don't know why they quit selling those because I love them. Like I'm so glad I bought the other one. Like when it was because the first one I paid full price for, it was like $250. And I was like, man, that's a lot of money for one of those. But that's exactly the kind of vest I've been looking for, where everything was in the front and it kind of wasn't like a like framer's vest or anything like that, just a clean cut like vest. So I went ahead paid the regular price for the first one, got it and loved it, and then, like, for whatever reason, they had them on sale for, like, 99 bucks. I guess they were getting rid of them. I don't know, but, I was like, "I'm gonna go ahead and order one to have a backup." Baby Fiskars are probably in an attic somewhere. Could be, or crawl space. Lifetime warranty on that vest. I I like all my Atlas stuff. Like, it's expensive, but I like it all. The only things that I've ever bought from them that I'm just like, and it's not that I don't like them, but it's just I'd rather have something else. Like, I'd rather their pouches that they've got, which now their newer pouches are different. They connect totally different than the old pouches. So the old pouches all had the Velcro, and you stick them inside your webbing, Velcro them together, which is really secure, works really well, fits snug, good pouches. But I'm somebody who likes to move my stuff around a lot while I'm working, and it's definitely not wasn't made to let that happen. So that's why whenever Holstery came out with the Joey pouches that just I could clip it on my webs anywhere I wanted to, and they were cheaper. I'm like, well, to me, that's a better option. So that's why I like them better. So, but as far as every vest I've ever bought from Atlas, I've loved every one of them. Like, there's not been one of them I've owned that I'm just like, oh, I don't like this. And their new pouches now have a like different system for putting them on and off your vest. So it's a lot better. And I know that because the pouches that I told you a minute ago that I got that I'm going to be making some videos for are some Atlas pouches. So I have used their little new system thing, and it's definitely a lot better. Let's see. Every time I think about the 1X versus 2X, I'd rather have more pocket options. Mine just drags my pants down all the time. Maybe upgrading to a leather belt may help. Now, I will say, like, I wear a groove belt, which is more of a stretchy belt. Mine occasionally on my 2X just depends on what kind of pants I'm wearing. How, like, if the belt loops on my pants aren't like if they're kind of a stretchy belt loop too, then it will kind of, it won't pull my pants down, but it does kind of get a little bit of a sag to it. But if I'm wearing like pants that got a decent belt loop, like more of a rigid belt loop type thing, the belt does fine. Went to Atlas for my main pouch, may let the 1X go. I'm sure Amanda loves hearing about the stuff you lose. TPG said I can fit most of what I need in the 1X. I can because I don't need all those tools every time it's in my 2X. I like having them, but like I could get rid of, say, if I was to get rid of the Cobras or those Snap-ons, I'd probably actually get rid of the Cobras in that pouch just because I'd primarily get that out for electrical work. And those little snap-on pliers actually come in handy quite a bit for electrical work. I like lock nuts. This is my preferred plier for lock nuts, but it's also almost like a little needle nose to reach in and grab something and all that kind of stuff. Like, I'd rather have these. And if I had to lose a pair of something in there, I'd lose those Cobras over these for how I use it. I probably use Cobras more often than those, but not in the situation where I'm using uh, that pouch. My friend made me some custom organizers for my screwdrivers in my drawers and wall for my vessel ball grips. Will the Evo clips fit in the SBMC slots? Anyone know? I doubt it because I think they look pretty, like, based on looking at the bag, it looked like they left quite a bit of room on the clip, like the little thing that's on the Evo bags. It looked like it had quite a bit of space, like, for it to slide into. So my guess is it's pretty thick. And I would think they would have had to make it a little bit substantial for the magnets to work like they're wanting them to work for you to hang it on stuff. Cause I mean, you load up, I use the Holstery Magmaster. I've done it, like ran it through here. I don't know if I got one of those in here or not. Yeah, I do. So like you can do this. Is this in the screen? Barely not. Let me do this. I think I made a short of this, but it wasn't original to me. I saw it on somebody else's video. So you could take like a upholstery Magmaster and slide your clip through like that, and then hang it up. But full of tools, I'm gonna go ahead and move these over so I take them with me tomorrow. Depends on what kind of metal you're hanging them on, basically, because if it's a decent like that, that's pretty thick metal. That's one of those where a magnet holds onto that pretty strong. Feel like I'm missing something. Like that's not going to slide down there, but if you put it on something a little thinner, like it would sit there and slowly creep like that. So my guess would be the Evo pouches they did. You'd think that they would have done it in a sense to where that might be a little thicker because it's got to have some kind of a strong magnet in it. But they may have also gave you the lawyer aspect of it and said it has to be on a certain kind of metal for it to hold type of thing too. What's up, Lexi? I ever pick up an Evo meter pouch? I haven't yet. I hadn't decided because uh, I just get one of the pouches I just got is a really good meter pouch for my meter specifically. So I think I'm gonna roll with that probably, but we'll see. Amanda took my baby Fiskars, probably throwing off the scent now, saying it's up in an attic somewhere. Good door, has a tool holder vest. What's up, Carlos? I'm trying to get caught up real fast, make sure I'm not crazy behind. BMCK bought an Atlas tool belt back in the 90s. They were expensive even then. I can't remember when I bought my first I bought the Saratoga vest first. And I was at where I worked at before here, so it would have been probably it wasn't too far before I started YouTube though, so it's probably like 2019 or something like that. Maybe use the Cobra ES. I haven't tried the Cobra ES on Lock Nuts fashion show. What's up, Joey Holloway? Just trying to think of what else I saw that was new out. That even if I didn't get it, I was trying to think of the new stuff I saw tool wise that was out. Oh, I saw the Tools with Tim got a Klein lifting jack. I'd be interested to get one of those and see how that compares to the DeWalt one. It looks very similar, a little bit different function on the lowering, but it looks like I don't. Uh, I wonder how much they are. I didn't see a price. I don't know if I've seen a price on one. I hadn't looked them up at a store though. I just saw it in Tools with Tim's video. Yes, works on lock nuts, but not as good as the Talon grips. Yeah, Lexi, I ordered the MCT Evo. I went ahead and ordered one because I got that CBLD for free with it, and I've already got one of those, so I'll end up selling that. So I just thought it was a good. I'll end up what I'm gonna do with once I get the Evo. I've got the MC. I've had all the MCTs at this point. I've had the first MCT, and then I bought the MCT Blackout, which I still have, and then I got the MCT Infrared. But if I like the Evo like well enough, and I decide, I'd for sure would keep this one over like the blackout one maybe, then I might end up selling my blackout one. So by the time I sell a CBLD and my MCT blackout, I probably won't be, it'd be like a trade almost probably. Maybe even make a little bit. Mhm. But my buddy, he was telling me too today. I worked with him today, and he was saying that we were talking about how hot it was, and he said, "Yeah, I actually turned on my air conditioner out in the garage the other day. He turned on that toe soap, and he said it's been nice. Like he said, he said his takes like 10 minutes too before it cools off because he does the same as me. Like he doesn't just run his all the time and just keep this. Like I don't keep mine running in here unless I'm coming out here, and and really only if I'm coming out here to do something like this. Other than that, I don't really run it much. I'll probably run it it'll probably run more in the wintertime for me than it will in the summer because 'cause I'll probably set the temperature at a, you know, level so it won't be freezing in here, but in all honesty, I don't think last winter it all depends on probably what kind of winter we have. Now that I've got kind of a building over this building and I've got insulation in the exterior walls and in the above the ceilings and stuff now, I don't think it really gets too much unless we get like zero weather and all that kind of stuff, which is hit and miss. Sometimes we get that and sometimes we don't. Klein Jack, 89 bucks, a little bit cheaper than DeWalt. I noticed Husky also has some in a 2-pack, but the pump lever's on the bottom. Yeah, now that I've had the DeWalt one now, what I would like is for somebody to come out with one that's which is what I told Klein when I was there. I saw the Klein ones when I was at Klein this last time, but they were back in like a I couldn't like use them or anything. They were like just sitting there like behind a glass thing. And whenever I saw them, I was like, "Oh yeah, y'all, those would be good." And y'all did the right thing, putting the lever up on the top. I said, "But what y'all need to do is come out with a smaller, like even if the weight capacity smaller, whatever." I was like, because I'd love to have a smaller set than what my DeWalt ones are. Like they're a little bit, they're I don't mind them being the size they are, but I'd really like to have a smaller set. Convincing himself he makes money by spending money. It all will end up being to where I'll make money when it's all said and done and have a new tool bag. You just wait and see. Now it takes some time sometimes dealing with the Facebook marketplace losers, but I'll make it happen. Mm, mm, mm. I had already convinced myself I wasn't going to buy an Evo bag. And then I got the email and then I got to thinking about it. And I thought, man, might as well. It's only money. This is the year of the small tool. I'm sick of dealing with Facebook market people. Never dealt with such idiots. Yeah, even buying stuff like used to selling stuff stunk because you got a bunch of losers trying to buy stuff from you, never meet you. want you to take like a third of the price of whatever you got it on there for. But now, even like, because whenever I go to buy something on Facebook Marketplace, I don't will and deal with people. Like, if I look at it and you've got it on there for $200, I'm either willing to pay $200 for it and I'm going to message you and ask if you got it, or I'm not even going to message you because I don't like messing with people like willing and dealing and all that stuff. But I'll even message people and be like, "Yeah, I'll give you what you asked for it. Where you want me to meet you at?" Oh, and then they'll give you some place and some time. You'll go. They won't be there. I mean, you got the like. It ain't like you even asked for a discount or any of that, to where they sold it to somebody else. Like, it's hard to even buy stuff on Facebook Marketplace. I always tell my wife I need to buy tools for my work, and she keeps going back to, "Can you do your job with what you have?" question. That's when you say no. She, I can't. Or Joey, you tell her that it's like, you know how I come home grumpy sometimes, and you don't like that. This tool would make my job more enjoyable, and I'll come home less grumpy. I've got some good deals off Facebook Marketplace. I have over the course of time. I haven't really got much here lately. Is that a dehumidifier behind you? Do you need that with the mini split? If I kept my mini split running all the time, I wouldn't need it. But basically, the dehumidifier and the mini split is pretty much run your air conditioner. It's dehumidifying it by running the air conditioner. It does have a dehumidify setting, but it basically runs the air conditioner to dehumidify it. Just go basically, that's just you telling it to go off of the humidity in the room for your, thermostat, instead of going by the temperature in the room. So I run this just all the time because I'm not running that. I was going to just get rid of this and just run that all the time, but I decided I was just going to keep doing that. And really, it's really only during the summertime that this even pulls that much. Like, during the wintertime, I probably don't empty that thing once a month. I had it originally, I had it like, it's got a hose on the back. I had it over there with a hose going out the outside wall to where I didn't have to empty it. But now I just empty that bucket. And it's still like, even right now, I don't empty it, but once every couple days. So I just keep it running just because I don't run that all the time. Great video this week. DeWalt power screwdriver you had in the video versus the M12 installation drivers. They're a big power difference. Yep. M12 installation driver is definitely more powerful. The DeWalt actually wasn't a dead battery. I had it locked out. I didn't know it. Like, there's a little switch by the trigger. I don't think I've ever even locked it before. I didn't even know it was on there because I thought it was weird, because usually those things aren't like dead, just like won't do anything. They'll usually do something and be like, "Oh, I can't do it because my battery's not enough." So I thought it was weird that it just wasn't doing anything. That's why I kind of looked and took the battery in and out. But there's a little switch by the trigger that was pushed up or something. I don't think I've ever used it before like that. So I've never locked it, because whenever I got home, I was putting the battery on the charger, and that's when I noticed it, because it actually said that the battery was good whenever I put it on the charger. But the M12 installation driver, definitely a lot more powerful, but it's also bigger too. Like, that DeWalt's a lot smaller. The DeWalt's more like a more powerful pocket screwdriver, and the M12 installation driver is more like a actual like drill. Uh, I told her my tool broke and I need another one. It's a lot of broken tools, Jimmy. Yeah, and then she's going to tell you need to take better care of your tools. Had to replace your tool check this week. Forgot that the job was gone when you went back. That stinks. Them's expensive. That's an expensive tool. Still hoping for the new M12 Surge. One of these days, that's what I said earlier. I hope, because I keep seeing all, because the M18 Surge was kind of that way last year. Like, they kept putting it on the deals, and then they started even clearancing them in the store, which I'm gonna be watching for that too. Like if they clearance some of the old surges, I'll probably go ahead and get myself another one if they're like if I can get one for dirt cheap. Just because if my old one kicks the bucket, I'll have one to because I'm gonna basically once I get a new surge, the old surge is gonna become a in here surge so that I don't have to go back and forth getting stuff out of my truck. That's a lot of times why I have an extra tool. Like if it's something I use around the house a lot and I'm gonna have to get it out of my truck and then I forget it. Like my DeWalt lifting jacks, I actually needed to use those today, but I used them in here like the other day and got them out. I didn't put them back in my truck. And then I needed them, or it would have made my life. I didn't need them, but it would have made my life a lot easier on a job that I was on, but I didn't have them. So that kind of stuff I like to have extra, like one here and one in my truck. I like to not have to take tools out of my truck if I don't have to, just because it ends up making me leave them here. What's up, Woodchuck? If Milwaukee paid as much attention as Klein, maybe we'd have one by now. I think sometimes like tools coming out depend on like how much stock of the other tool that they've got, left before they might. They probably already have another M12 surge just sitting there, waiting to come out. But it's like once you release it, anything else that you got out there, that's the old ones. You're not going. It's going to be pretty hard to move those. I like the looks of that small S-wing jab saw. It's my main jab saw now. I don't use, like I said, it was a little rough watching me use it at first because I was using it left-handed. I said I found out that I can't use a jab saw left-handed apparently, but the way that I was standing, I had my vacuum at my feet and I had the TV out like this. And then I knew y'all were right here, so I didn't want to be like this. So I was trying to do it like this so that y'all be able to see, and it's just awkward. I'm like, well, yeah, sometimes whenever I'm working in those videos, like it may look like he looks like he doesn't know how to use something or whatever, but it's probably because I'm like this right here doing something so that I'm hoping I'm not blocking, you all looking at something. My enclosed trailer just a cargo hauler, or do you have a storage system in there like Ron Paul? Mine's just empty. Like I mostly use it for materials on bigger jobs, and I never leave it like somewhere like overnight or anything. Anytime I'm using it, it just stays hooked up to my truck the whole time for whatever that job is. But like if I got to go pick up, 12-foot sheets of drywall or, some sheathing or long lumber, or maybe it's a job where I'm doing drywall or framing inside of a store, but there's really no room for me to put it in the store or like, especially if it's an occupied space. So I'll just put it in there and then work out of it instead of, having to figure out some other way to do that. And then that way I'm not worried about weather and all that kind of stuff. So it's not often that I have to use it that way. Like I don't do a lot of that kind of we only do probably like a couple 2 or 3 times a year, maybe a job that's like that. But right now I've just got stuff stored in there. Like I've got my sheathing for in here, the what I have left over, I've got it in there along with some 2 by 4s and just stuff like that, just to keep it out of my way. What's my favorite Klein tool? I don't know. I use a lot of them. Favorite Klein tool. I mean, probably as far as like a screwdriver, the Impact 11 one's my favorite of the. It's the one I use the most. I don't know that necessarily it's my favorite, but it's the one I use the most because Klein screwdrivers wise, I pretty much use their multi drivers. I don't use their dedicated screwdrivers anymore. Used to, that's all I use, but now I'm ball handle. I'm team ball handle. Like if it's not a ball handle, it's probably not going to be my screwdriver. So now I do use the Klein new little ratcheting ball handle screwdriver now. But yeah, I don't know off the top of my head what I would call my favorite Klein tool. I'm trying to think of which ones I got my because I use a ton of different ones all the time. Like I swap around all the time. I don't use Lyman's as much as I used to, so I mean that would be the normal answer. Most people are going to be like, "Oh, the Klein Lyman," but I don't remember the last time I used a pair of Lyman pliers for electrical work. But I don't do like residential electrical work, so I'm not cutting like the Romex cable and also using it to hammer in nail boxes and all that kind of stuff. Like I don't use a Lyman that much, and I don't twist wires. I let my wire nuts do the twisting, or I use Wagos. So I actually don't use Lyman that much anymore. Like back in the day, I would have told you that, but I don't use one as much anymore. And as far as like a diagnostic tool, so far that the Klein circuit breaker finder is nice. The GFCI receptacle, the digital one's nice. The ET450 has been really handy. Um, it's nice. I've never had a Klein meter in my entire life. I've never owned a Klein like multimeter. I've always had Fluke. But I like Klein diagonals. They're good. This pair right here, like I keep seeing everybody posting the deal. I've went in my Lowe's a bunch because like they've got I don't know if these are the diagonals that are in that though. They've got a set at Lowe's that's the diagonals, um, like a pair of Cobra style, like tongue and groove pliers, and then a pair of needle nose with the yellow handles, like on clearance for $25. And if you see them, like buy them because that's a really good deal. But these right here, I actually kind of like these, but I think it's because they're bigger. I don't normally carry a bigger pair like this. Like I think this is a 9-inch pair. It's a D 2000-49s. These cut really good, and they're nice as far as that too. I like the angled heads better. Like this is a lot bigger than my Knipex ones. So these Knipex ones are the 200s. So these would be 7-inch, I guess, right? No, 150. Yeah. Or 8-inch. And these would be 9-inch then. And I like these. I just don't carry these because they're a little bit longer and I don't like how far they stick up. So these are the ones I use in my garage all the time. What's up, Sadalgo? Just bought the multi-purpose Klein jab saw. CT finder would be the one I use the most, I'd say. Yeah, I like I've started using the Kaiweets one because I gave my buddy my Klein one to use, and I just told him to keep it. Um, I use the Kaiweets one just because the transmitter for it is the same as the digital GFCI tester from Klein, and I like that. What was the little drywall saw you used when installing the box for a TV? You just did. It looked pretty small. That's the S Wing jab saw. It's a 2-in-1. It's a knife and a jab saw. I've got a video for it. I don't think it was a tool haul. I think it was an actual video. I never used the knife part of it. I don't even like the knife part of it. I almost kind of want to see if I can figure out a way to get rid of the knife part of it. So, because sometimes I accidentally open it. I guess I could just take the blade out. I don't like the knife, but the jab saw is nice. They have 3 different things of this. There's a 2-in-1 that's a jab saw and a knife. There's a 2-in-1 that's a like a painter's tool and a knife. I don't remember what the other one was. There's 3 different ones, but this one just folds out like a knife, and then you just push this same as you would to fold up any other knife. But it also has a razor knife in there too, and holds extra blades. I think if I remember, yeah. I need to clean this thing. I don't ever use this. Like, matter of fact, I'm going to probably take this blade out while I'm thinking of it. and get rid of it because sometimes I accidentally slide this up and that knife comes out. But the reason why I don't like it, and I mentioned it in that video, is like you can't see. It's such a thick thing, and the knife blade doesn't come out very far. Like I can never see that blade when I'm using it as a knife. So, but the jab saw's nice. I wasn't sure how I was going to like it with it being so short. I've never had a short one before, but it's really no different than using a regular jab saw. You're making that same motion. Whenever you're using a longer jab saw, it's like you're still only cutting half-inch drywall, whether the blade's long or not. It's like you're still doing the same motion with it. It's not like you go all the way in and come all the way out with a big long jab saw. And to me, this is actually maybe even a little bit better because you're less likely to go in deeper and end up cutting some kind of wire or something with it. And it's smaller to keep in your bag or whatever. I just keep it in my truck. I don't carry it in my bag. That low set isn't the ACR ones. Okay. It's still a pretty good deal, over 25 bucks to get all three. Red block, he lost his dog. Vacuum attachment seems handy. I usually do the paper plate trick. I don't get that out all the time. Most of the time, if somebody's got carpet, I try to do a little bit. Like if it's a hard floor, I still would do it, but it's easier to make sure you cleaned up a hard floor with a crocodile wipe or whatever. But a lot of times, I'll just hold that vacuum up there and do it by hand. Just hold my nozzle up there and not mess with getting that out. But sometimes when you're filming, again, how am I going to do that and not be end up blocking you guys and stuff? So I do a little bit different stuff sometimes when I'm filming. I still do use that quite a bit. It stays in my truck all the time, but it's just certain stuff. Some ways participation trophy's been revoked. How tall is the MCT Florida D rings on the front? Uh, on the blackout is all I've got right now. I'm going to assume the rest of them are probably going to be the same. Ugh. And they're in the same place on the front and the back. 12 inches to the where they actually attach, and I'm gonna call it 12 and 3/4, like if you had something hung on it, or 11 and 3, no, 11 and a quarter. I'm reading it backwards. I would have just inched myself if I was cutting a board. 11 and a quarter to here, 12 to here. 11 and a quarter, 12. I would assume they're going to be the same on any of the other bags. It's still the same bag, basically. Like if they've got D rings on the front, like the infrared doesn't really have. I don't think it's got D rings on the front like that. It's got those little loop things. Franklin stud finder, those are the best. Yeah, I've been using. I put the Klein one in my. I've had the Klein one in my truck, which I used in that video. I've been using it the last week or so since they sent it out to me to try it out and see if I prefer it over one of those. It performs pretty close to the same because those are hit like that one right there has been pretty good. This one has. This one's a little bit smaller one. I don't remember what the other one I have is. I've got one that's maybe I've got one smaller than this one. This is my big one. This might be my bigger one. One of the two of them. I don't know if I may have dropped it or something, but it just didn't. It was hit or miss. So I ended up buying another one, and that one's been really good again. So I think I did something to the other one. But so far the Climb one's been pretty decent. It's a lot like it anyways. Don't acknowledge some way. you like the Franklin more than the new Klein in your last video. They're pretty similar. Again, I've used the Franklin more than I've used the Klein, but so far the Klein has found the studs if I've been looking for them. Like you could see it in that video. I went over that one like at the beginning of it, and it didn't really sense anything. But I also had something stuck to the back of it, like there was something on there, and I took it off. And whenever I did that, then it found it. So the electric thing on the Klein, which some of these have and some of them don't. Like this one's got an electric thing too that's supposed to find it, but that's always hit or miss on any of them. I don't care which one you got. It's just all it is to tell you there might be something back there. But I did on my Klein one so far. Like I've went over places in my house where I know there's electric because I put it there and I know where it would be at, and it finds it. But then there's some places where I'm just going along and then randomly it would show that there's power possibly back there. And I'm like, I know there's not because there's nothing even in there. But again, that's not a 100% on any of them. I don't care which one of them you did, which one you have, because I'm sure it senses something in the wall or something that there might be something in that wall that's kind of like it, and it's saying, "Hey, there might be electric in here." It's more the electric on any of them's more of a there could be something in here, so be careful if you go cutting. I use the knuckle stud finder most of the time. Thump thump. I've got a cabinet buddy. He builds cabinets and installs them, and that's what he always does. Every time I've been somewhere and he's working, that's what he's doing. And then I'll see that he'll have screw holes going down the drywall, like about 10 of them before he gets to one. So I'm like, your knuckle thumper's not very good. Like, you need to give that up. You need to get yourself a Franklin sensor. Thinking of adding the DP3 to the front of my MCTP blackout when it comes. Let me grab my MCTP just to make sure that it's similar. It should be. If it's got D rings on it, it should be in the same spot. But just to double check, because it's a little bit of a different bag. I'm pretty sure though it's boom boom boom. Yeah, so a lot of y'all were asking me about the template for cutting out those boxes. This one I actually use more often than that one, but I was using that one downstairs because the one I recorded where my thing overheated, I was having to fit it between inside of a little cabinet that was pretty skinny, and I didn't have room to get this where I wanted it. So this one here has the same level two different ways, but this is a single gang box, cut in box, and this is a two gang cut in box. So you just mark that out if you're doing one, or mark this one out if you're doing two. That one's on Amazon too. This one's made in the USA. Labor saving device, as it says. But the Southwire one, so it's actually an advantage to have both of them, because the Southwire one, even though it's single gang, you can cut out. I don't think, man, where is that? It's in my electrical box, but where's my electrical box? I don't think that's going to be easy for me to get to. But the Southwire one has basically this outside deal, but then that inside piece also comes out, and it's got all the little cutouts for a metal cut-in box, like the little tabs and all that kind of stuff on it. So it's handy to have both of them. I got the Southwire one on clearance at Lowe's, but it's on Amazon. They don't sell it at Lowe's anymore, but yeah, it's exactly the same. So it's the same on this as it is on that. I like the magnetic stud finder with the detachable magnets. I actually just bought me. I just realized they sold extra magnets, but I think you get a 6 pack of the magnets for $7 or something. Now they won't load on to the other one, but I went ahead and ordered me some. I didn't know they had them because I think the stud finder itself is like 13 bucks or something like that. The magnetic one that I used, and it comes with two, and then you get the actual stud finder part. So you get three that you can locate. But I bought a 6 pack of the little green tabs, and that way I can kind of lay out a whole wall if I'm hanging pictures or something like that. I can kind of just find them and stick them up there. That has saved me from used to what I normally would do is I take painter's tape, find one, find one, mark one. But now I'll just use those because I haven't had any problem with that stud finder marking up walls or anything. I saw the original Star Wars at the movies. I installed a sound system speakers in the old church building once. My knuckle and the electronic one couldn't read any studs. The guy that was there from the church said those don't work. That's what I say when I'm trying to find my 4 1/8 inch hole saw. I don't think I'm gonna get to that one. The south wire one I keep in my electrical box, my electrical pack out box. Uh, and I think I got a bunch of stuff stacked on top of it in my truck right now in the back of my truck. I'm trying to think. Well, I did unload a lot of stuff though. Miss maintenance is gonna be Amanda's gonna be mad at me because I think tomorrow I had a guy send me pictures of a bunch of drop ceiling grid, like 4 foot tees, 2 foot tees. I don't know what else is there, but quite a bit of stuff that was left over on the job. And he messaged me and asked me if I wanted it. I mean, it's in the box too. Like a lot of it's in the box. That stuff expensive. I'm like, yeah, I want it. So I'm probably gonna go pick that up tomorrow. So I got to make sure I got room in my truck. I'm gonna put it on top of this red roof up here, and that way, when the next time I got a drop ceiling job, make some extra money. Or maybe I wish I'd have had it about a month ago. I could have saved myself some money. Have you ever seen the electrical device box cutter that hooks onto a oscillating tool? I've seen them. I haven't ever bought one. It's not something I want to keep. For one, like not every box is the same. So like that's why you might have saw me in that video. Like I try to buy the same ones. That way I kind of get a good idea of what they are. But because some of them are hair different, like the widths of them or how far they kind of extend over and all that kind of stuff like that. They're not all exactly the same. So I always take that template and kind of stick it on my box and say, "Oh, this template's a little bit bigger than this box, so I'll mark the line and then I'll just make a note. I need to cut inside my line, I need to cut the line, or I need to cut outside the line based on how that template fits on that box. They're not all exactly the same. So that's why I wouldn't really want a like designated square cutting tool because they're not. Now, I'm sure they're all the same in the sense that you can fit them in that hole, like, but you might have a little bit more slop on one or, something like that. Not in my building. No, I'm gonna put it on top of this building. It's gonna go on the red roof between this building and my roof. Money or marriage. Sanford and Son theme music plays. How does that music go? Dun, dun, dun. Magnets on the green tabs are weak, or the magnets on the body that holds the green tabs, or the whole thing. I haven't. Sanford and Son, Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you. It's been a long time since I've seen a Sanford and Son episode. Man, I used to watch that, Different Strokes. Different Strokes was one of the ones I watched. Then you had what, Mr. Belvedere, uh, Who's the Boss, Growing Pains, Alf. Everybody remember Alf? All in the Family. Hogan's Hero. Then there were some of them I didn't really watch that much that were like in that same kind of time era. Like what was the one with the is All in the Family might be what it was. The one with the gray haired lady that was like she wasn't really old, but she had gray hair. Like that was the grandma or whatever. Happy Days, Mork and Mindy, Laverne and Shirley. I think that might have been All in the Family that I was thinking of. I couldn't remember what. I think that's the one I'm thinking of that has that lady. The Facts of Life. Mama's Family. Yeah, Mama's Family is the one. That's the one I was thinking of. Three's Company. Come and knock on my door. Those are all shows my mom watched. Matlock and Murder She Wrote. Oh yeah, and boy, my grandma, my grandma loved Walker Texas Ranger. Oh man, loved it. Golden Girls. When's the next Guess the Trade video? This one, it's always on Saturday, typically, unless something happens, but it's always on Saturday at 1. This is a reload episode this Saturday. I've got more reloads than I've got like regular uh, people we haven't looked at before. I've only got uh, 3 or 4 more, I think. Actually, I might have more than that now because I go through and spend time download them because it takes a while to download them, and then also sometimes they're not in a good order, and I have to mess around to figure that out. And then sometimes they're hard to get downloaded. Like there's one person emailed me a bunch of photos, and every time I download all of them, it's like 16 photos or even maybe more than that. I don't even remember how many it was. But every time I download them, it's just even though they're different file names, it's 2 of the same photo, like over and over again. Like all of them have different file names, but it's still just really 2 photos. So I don't know what happened with that when I emailed him to see if he could see if he's seeing the same thing on his end. Walker's How I Met Chuck Norris. Magnum PI. Yeah, I remember that one too. Miami Vice, Chips, Columbo. I didn't watch as many TV shows whenever I was like younger, like small kid, as much as I watched movies and stuff. Like I watched a lot of movies over and over again. Like I remember the ones I watched the most were Swamp Thing. I watched that a million times, and now I went back and watched that since, and that is the dumbest movie ever. But I loved it when I was a kid. Swamp Thing, Commando. I watched Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger a million times. I watched Goonies probably 10 million times. Goonies was probably my favorite movie whenever I was a kid. And then Conan, all the Conans. I was a big Arnold Schwarzenegger guy whenever I was a kid. The Love Boat, Wonder Woman, Benny Hill Show, Batman. Yeah, them old Batmans are kind of funny to watch. I actually just saw I saw one the other day where It was it was a somebody making fun of how it played out. I don't remember what it was, but the Joker threw something at him, and of course it shows like the Joker throwing something like this, and then it cuts over to the back. Like it's never like a scene where it's all in one thing where you're seeing the whole thing play out. So it gives them plenty of time to figure out a way to make the thing come into the screen and hit somebody weird and all that. But it was pretty dumb looking. Yeah, the Incredible Hulk, $6 million man. Yeah, see, I watched some of those, but I didn't watch a ton of those. I mostly watched movies. Are they remaking Conan? Conan? I haven't heard that. What's up, Robert? Yeah, I love the Conan movies. You had the Red Sonja one, you had the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer. Now I watched Star Wars. I was never a big Star Trek person. I mostly watched Star Wars because my brothers were were really big into it. But I also wasn't much of a I was more of a superhero and like Arnold Schwarzenegger type of movies and all that kind of stuff, more so than like sci-fi type stuff. But I've watched all the Star Wars movies and like I watched Star Wars. I never have got into Star Trek. Do I have it on all messages? Yep, I do. And it says I'm caught up because I just saw like Tom just said Zorro is the last one I'm seeing. Bonanza, that's what Amanda's dad is a big Western, like that's all he watches is Westerns. Little House on the Prairie, and then what was the other one that guy that was on Little House of the Prairie where he was an angel? What was the name of that one? Uh, I remember my mom watching that one. The one where it's the same guy who was on Little House on the Prairie, but he was an angel. I don't remember what the name of it was. What about Quantum Leap? Y'all remember Quantum Leap? I did watch that a lot. Heaven Can Wait. If you were to get just one of the old workbox templates, which one would you get? The Southwire or the labor savings one? I use the labor savings one more because I'm usually doing cut in boxes with the. Um, I do a lot of two gang cut in boxes sometimes too, but you can always move the single one over. If you don't do metal boxes that often, I'd get the metal boxes are a lot easier to trace than the plastic ones because it's actually like you just stick the metal box on the wall with a level on it and you can trace out a metal box because it doesn't have like a flap that kind of hangs over the edge of it or anything like that. So the metal box one's not near as important to have. So if you think you're going to run some double gang ones, the other one's pretty useful. Something heaven, highway to heaven, highway. I think highway to heaven's it. I think yeah. Jonathan said labor savings. Michael Landon. That's that guy's name. Yep. Dukes of Hazard. Yeah. Knight Rider, Dukes of Hazzard, Little Joe on Bonanza. Yeah, Quantum Leap, he'd always have to go back in time and fix something or do whatever, and then he couldn't come back until whatever happened with that. I think they didn't they remake that, or am I wrong on that? I wanna say they tried to do that again. I don't know if it's something I don't watch regular TV like now. Like, I couldn't tell you any of the shows that are on there. If it's not on some kinda streaming service, I'm not watching it. Like, I don't watch anything that's on regular TV. Doogie Howser, yeah, I remember that one too. X-Files. We mostly watch, like, comedy shows now, so we're either watching old comedy shows or somebody killing their husband, like 2020, 48 hours, whatever is what Amanda watches. So we're either watching murder shows or like old stuff that we watched for a long time. Not this old of stuff, but the stuff that we've watched over the course of since we've been together. MacGyver, yeah, that was something. Now I did watch MacGyver a lot. Starsky and Hutch, according to Jim. Yeah, that's one of them. So we now what we watch now, like I've got all these on our I've either bought them on Amazon Prime or I've got the DVDs and I've got them on a computer that I've got like network to all our TVs on the house so we can watch them from anywhere we want to using the VLC app. But I've got like all the King of Queens episodes, Everybody Loves Raymond, According to Jim, Friends. Amanda really likes Friends. Uh, The Office, Till Death. We watch a lot of those. There's something else. Parks and Rec. Office, Parks and Rec. Seems like there's something else I'm thinking of. I like we just started watching it some. I don't have it. It's actually Prime or it's on Netflix, one of the two, but the Rules of Engagement, it's pretty funny. I like the guy who's got the real deep voice. He's like in the he's in some Disney movies, usually as like an Egyptian something or other or whatever. I can't remember what the name of those movies are, but that Rules of Engagement's got David Spade and some other people in it too, but it's pretty funny. We've watched it some in the last little bit. The Crypt Keeper, yeah, Tales from the Crypt. Seinfeld, yeah, Seinfeld's another one that we watch. I don't have that one, but it's on Netflix or something, so we watch it sometimes on Netflix. My favorite 80s show was Airwolf, Greatest American Hero, Patrick Warburton. Yeah, that's that guy's name. What's up, Ray? Yeah, old TVs is good, man. There's not much out there today that I like watching, but I think that's just how we are in general. I think it's a nostalgia thing when we go back and watch it, and I also think sometimes, like, at the end of the day, if you don't really wanna invest yourself in something, it's easier to turn on something that you already know how it's gonna go and that it's funny if you just wanna laugh, and you don't have to really be, like, focused in on, like, I can actually sit there, like, we do that often, and, like, we'll have something going while we're in the bed at night before we're going to bed, we'll have on King of Queens or whatever, and I can even not even be looking at the TV and just hearing it, and I can, like, see what's going on because 'cause I've watched it so many times. So I think that's part of it, but it's the same way with music. Like I don't listen to any different music than what now I've listened to. Like I always put on a radio station that plays all the music that I listened to whenever I was either from high school to probably maybe 30 or something like that. And then I don't really listen to anything other than that. Um, I think a nostalgia part plays a role in it, but then it's also I just don't like any of the stuff that's newer. That guy on Rules is the voice of Joey Joe on Family Guy. Yeah, he is. Yep. What's the improv show where they get a theme and then create a skit? Oh, the one that had Drew Carey and all that kind of stuff on it. Drew Carey and those other people. What was the name of that one? There's probably several of them shows. I can't remember what the name of that one was. Had Drew Carey and those other two. There's mostly three of the same guys, but they had some other people on there. Patrick Warburton played the Tick, or a superhero in the Tick. Whose line is it? Yeah, Tom just said it. That's what it was. Yep. Whose line is it? I like High Potential, a show that's on now. In Living Color. Yeah, we used to watch that. I remember watching that. Had Jim Carrey was on there. He was Fire Marshal Bill. And then what was the name of Jim Carrey's character where he was like a man woman, like a bodybuilder woman, but was really like a man. I can't remember what her name or his name was, however you want to look at it. With streaming and COVID, the production houses lost their minds. Yeah, there's most stuff today just has always got like a hidden agenda behind it. It's with anything, not even just TV. It's like, and it's blatantly obvious. And it's like, again, I'm just wanting to watch something to take my mind off stuff. News shows can't be funny because everybody's too easily offended, Amanda said. Yeah, you put a show like we'll watch episodes of The Office, and I'm just like, there's no way they could do like that now. No way. Verna, yeah, that's it. Verna. Martin, yeah, Married with Children, Al Bundy. Yeah, I did watch Married with Children quite a bit. House of the Dragon season 3. I don't think I've watched any of the House of the Dragon stuff. I did watch the Game of Thrones whenever, like, cuz we had, for some reason I had free trial of HBO, or I don't know, something. I don't remember how I ended up watching it. Simpsons. Yeah, the Simpsons are is the Simpsons still on? Like, I mean, I know they still it might even still be on. I don't know. I had a friend that loved Beavis and Butthead. I had a buddy that whenever we were in school, he liked we'd watch MTV all the time, but that was back when MTV had like music videos on. But then ever they started putting on stuff like Beavis and Butthead and stuff like that, and we'd watch it just because we were watching MTV. That's pretty. Whenever we were in, maybe whenever I was in middle school, I guess, and probably maybe part of high school, but mostly middle school. I mean, that's all we watched was MTV. That's the only channel that our TV was even on, as far as if we were over at a friend's house or, whatever. Night of the Seven Kingdoms is really good. Beavis and Butthead SNL skits hilarious. I haven't. I think I saw like a little. I haven't watched the whole skit, whatever it is with Beavis and Butthead on SNL, but I think I have seen. Because is it Ryan Gosling, one of them, or something? Or I want to say maybe I've seen little clips of something, but I haven't watched it, whatever it is. Yeah, because MTV there for a little while had that whole series of cartoons that, like, one of them was, it wasn't diarrhea. It was like Daria. Yeah, Daria. That there was some other stuff, and they called it something like the whole. several hours worth of whatever was a certain name for, like, almost like, how cartoons on Saturday type of thing, but it was like, they had a specific name, but I don't remember what it was called. Aeon Flux, yeah, that was one of them. That was one of them that was in with that. The first MTV video was, "Video Killed the Radio Star," whatever the name of that song is. S So what shows did you watch as a little kid? I remember watching Fraggle Rock. Anybody remember Fraggle Rock? Down at Fraggle Rock, Ren and Stimpy. I remember Ren and Stimpy had a video game that I actually liked playing. It was a pretty good game. Was obsessed with the Ninja Turtles. Yeah, I watched that one later. I remember whenever I was a kid, like little kid, the Fraggle Rock was one of them I liked. And then also, we watched Reading Rainbow in school all the time, but that also came on. Take a look, pick up a book. It's Reading Rainbow. Woody Woodpecker. The Muppet Show. I loved the Muppets whenever I was little. Flintstones and Garfield. Flintstones was one of my favorites. I watched GI. Of course, Saturday morning cartoons. It was always like GI Joe. Uh, was the main one I liked watching. I love GI Joe stuff. I had like every GI Joe figure there was, every GI Joe contraption there was, and I watched He Man, Thundercats, uh, Transformers, Popeye. I liked, a little bit later on, they came out with, of course, Looney Tunes was always on, but then they came out with the, DuckTales was one of my favorites. What was the name of the it was the Animaniacs or something like that? Was that what it was? The Animaniacs? Seems like maybe that's what it was called. Jetsons, I remember watching Jetsons a lot. I have the first edition Thundercats comic books. Yeah, DuckTales. Woo-hoo. Got Scrooge diving into that big pile of money, swimming around in it. Animaniacs. That's what it was called. I was thinking so. I like that one. Whenever that whole group of things, which was kind of like the Looney Tunes, just some different versions. Man, yeah, cartoons on Saturday. That was to live for right there. Inspector Gadget, Dickie Doo said that was one of my favorites. I did watch that a lot too. I didn't get into the Power Rangers much. That was a little bit after me. After like whenever I was watching that kind of TV. Justice League. Yeah, I had all the and those were worth a lot of money there for a long time. So I had all the Justice League. I got those for Christmas one year from Santa. All the Justice League characters, like all the Batmobile, um, all those things. I had every single one of them. And then I had I had probably every GI Joe. Even like some of them I had to send off and get in the mail. Like I remember I got Sergeant Slaughter. I had to send off stuff and get him in the mail. And then I had Zartan. I had this big Cobra command center that a plane came out of the middle of it. Of course, with the He-Man, we had all the He-Man figures. I had all the Thundercats figures. I had the Gray Skull. I had between it wasn't just me. Between me and my two brothers, we pretty much had all that stuff. I'd watch Batman the animated series, tried it recently, it doesn't hold up. That's the way I was with Swamp Thing. Whenever I went back and watched it, I'm like, "Man, it's pretty rough." But I swear I watched that 1,000 times. Erector set with an AC motor. Yeah, I mostly played with Legos. I did a lot with Legos, like a lot of Legos, and then mostly like action figures of different, all sorts of one. I mean, I'd be sitting there playing on a Saturday or whatever, mixing it up with GI Joe guys fighting Thundercats and Transformers and the whole nine yards. Darkwing Duck. I tell you, a cartoon that holds up that you can watch as an adult, you can watch it as a kid, and it's funny, is SpongeBob SquarePants. I, I watch it like anytime our granddaughter or something's over here because she likes the all sorts of like the Bluey and all that kind of stuff, which actually isn't too bad. Like the Bluey, I don't know what the name of that. I always pull it up on YouTube under Bluey. I don't know what the name of the show is, but uh, she really likes that Bluey and Bingo and all that kind of stuff, and it's not too bad. But SpongeBob SquarePants is awesome. Wise is a Lego master. Planet of the Apes looks so stupid now. That's what's we were talking about Star Wars earlier. That to me is what I've always said is so amazing about Star Wars is like it came out in the 70s and like you can literally watch it right now and it's I mean it's a legit movie. Like like I can go back and watch Swamp Thing right now and it is pure garbage and like oh man this is horrible. But you watch Star Wars and like you're like yeah it I mean it may be a little bit more dated or they've actually like, you know, enhanced it some or done whatever, I'm sure since the original, but like even watching the original, it's just like that's a pretty good movie like to even watch today. That's what's pretty impressive to me about Star Wars. Did I ever play the Noid game on NES? Yes. Yeah, we had almost every Nintendo. We had a Nintendo too, and like we had a lot of games on Nintendo. I still got a regular NES in the house. I've got Mike Tyson's Punch Out, Dr. Mario, some Super Mario Brothers 2 and 3, I think. Uh, I don't have very many games anymore, but I've got some. Using the granddaughter's excuse to watch SpongeBob. It's called Bluey. Dinosaurs. I remember dinosaurs. Using the moved into a new place, and a kid somewhere left behind 280 style toy figurines. Those are worth a lot of money. My brother actually collected Star Wars figures and all kinds of stuff for a long time and kept them in the package and all that kind of stuff. He still has some, but he actually even opened a store for a little while and was kind of buying them from people and reselling them and doing all kinds of stuff. He was really into the Star Wars stuff. My oldest brother was. Like I said, I watched it. I wasn't like a all about it, you know, type of thing, but I liked it. But my older brother really was. I make references to SpongeBob Daily. That was my childhood show. Well, I watched it like with my kids. My boys, SpongeBob was a thing whenever they were little, and it was one of their favorite shows. But then there was a guy I worked with, and we worked third shift, and he absolutely loved it. Like, and so we'd be in there on breaks, and he'd be putting on SpongeBob, and so we started watching it while we were, you know, eating dinner, breakfast, whatever it is you want to call it when you work third shift. And so I got back into watching it there, and because he was really into it, so then it kind of made me think about it a little differently. But it's funny. Coming around town. I only got Excite Bike from my NES. Yeah, that wasn't one of the better games. Atari, Missile Command, Pac-Man, Space Invaders. Galgo was our family game. We played a lot of Mario Brothers, and I played a lot of Punch Out, and then I played a lot of sports games. Like once Tecmo Bowl came out, man, I played Tecmo Bowl like gangbusters. The original one, and then after because the original one only had about like 8 teams or something on it, and then the next one, I don't remember what they called it. If it was just, I think it was just Tecmo Bowl 2 because it was on regular NES. It wasn't on the Super Nintendo. They had it later on, but once it had all the teams, and then you could play with the Chiefs and have like Christian Okoye and get him in excellent condition to run over people. I played a lot of Tecmo Bowl. I played a lot of Romance, The Three Kingdoms was a game I played a lot of. A lot of Final Fantasy, a lot of Dragon Warrior. We'll see you, Johnny W. More TV and toys than tools tonight, I guess. I still have the OG Atari. Yeah, no, I don't have that. We've got an original NES, and it's not like a new old one. I mean, it's one of the original ones. Baseball Star on Nintendo. I used to play RBI baseball was one of my favorite of the baseball games. I played those a lot. And then there was a Bases Loaded, but there was some game, Baseball Simulator 2000 or something like that, where you could like special basically you got special powers for certain players, and like the pitchers had certain pitches and all kind. I think it was called Baseball Simulator or something or other. I like playing it too. I did like baseball games. Show us some Evo. I don't have mine yet. I've got it on order. I did order one. I don't have it yet though. I haven't even got an email saying they shipped it. I got my CBLD. I got the free bag, but I haven't got my Evo stuff. Zelda. Yeah, I liked Zelda. I didn't like the second one. What was it, Link or whatever that was? I didn't like the way that one played. I need those Bucky buckets. Earl Weaver baseball was supposed to be very realistic. Yeah, as far as like playing a real baseball game, I like the RBI baseball games the best. And I was more into baseball whenever I was younger. Like I don't watch it now. Like I don't like I never liked watching baseball. I always like playing baseball. I never like watching baseball. Baseball's boring to me to watch. It's more of an experience, like the ballpark experience, but not so much watching it. But I don't. I like watching football. Like I watching football, but I don't like watching baseball. But yeah, we needed a wolf box back when Nintendo for the Nintendo. Back to tools. Get Workos to send you an HDO4. They just emailed me about an HDO5. Asked me if I wanted to try it out, but I don't think I'm going to get it. Again, I don't take every tool people offer me because I don't. There's certain ones I'm like I don't want to make a video for that. I do have somebody is sending me a who's sending me a flash. Somebody's supposed to be sending me a flashlight. I think. Hmm. Or maybe I'm thinking about that Ace Beam, but I think I do have some flashlight coming, but I don't remember which one it is. The HDO5 is like a cylinder style flashlight that has a flap that comes off the side. So almost kind of like I don't remember what the number is off the top of my head, but it was the wing light. I don't remember what that one was. HDO2 maybe or something like that. It's kind of like a cylinder light version of that kind of a light. Ordered the new little sulfur light. Tetris. Yeah, I like Tetris. Amanda likes Dr. Mario better than Tetris. Castlevania. I played that to death. It was the HD02. Yeah, somebody. Well, I can't look it up because it's on my phone. Let me look at see if I can look at my Gmail. I want to say I just told somebody to send me a flashlight that they emailed me. Let me look here. Oh yeah, yeah. It's Loop Gear sending something. So Loop Gear sending me a different another flashlight. I think sometimes it comes and sometimes there's sometimes where that's why I don't really tell anybody I'm getting something until I actually get it because sometimes it just never happens. You go through the whole thing of, hey, would you like to try this? And I look at it and I'm like, yeah, I think that would be something people would like. So I'll go, if you want to send that to me, I'll check it out and give it a try. And then they, okay. And then I never get one, never hear from them again. So I don't know. Let's see. Now, let me get back out of this. The iOS company's been hammering me about trying out some of their stuff, but I've already got, I think I bought their version of the PEX crimpers, like the close quarter PEX crimpers. I bought those and I think I bought their shark bite removal tool. I want to say maybe I bought their version of it. I mean, I've already bought them, like they didn't send them to me. I bought them at different times because I needed them. I mean, they're pretty good, but they've been email every other day wanting me to get something from them. And I'm just like, I don't really see anything you got that I want to try out. So if y'all look around on the iWis thing and you see something you'd like to see, you can let me know. They ask me all the time. First Call, phone game, Snake. What about Contra? Contra was a good Nintendo game. Mortal Kombat and Doom. Can you repost the same short on YouTube or is it a violation? I don't know. I never have done like doubles of anything. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know how they probably know, honestly. Double Dragon. Yeah, that was one we played a lot too. And then Double Dragon 2, you were able to punch people and then knee them and then flip them over you or something like that. If I remember right, that was the big difference on that one. Whenever you got into Double Dragon 2, Kung Fu. Anyone ever used the Pro Press like fittings for pecs? I haven't. I haven't even ever used the expansion pecs. It's just not something they do. They have started carrying it like in Lowe's and Home Depot now. But it's not something I haven't ran into it yet in any house I've worked on. I haven't ran into the expansion pecs. I've only ran into the crimp pecs in my area. So that's why I've never even bought. I haven't bought a tool yet, and that's why like the iWis people have that. But it's like I don't run into it, so it's like I'm not gonna. I don't need it, and there won't even be a chance for me to really, unless I go buy stuff, I guess, to show you how it works. But it's like everybody knows how it works. You may get a cease and desist. All right. I'm not going to give away anything, but we'll play the high-low game and see who wins. Just for the satisfaction of saying that you won something, like you won at the game. So, and then we'll get off here. So, first person to say the number of this card gets to play the high-low game before we get off, just to see if you're good enough to win at the high-low game. What's the number on the card that I have back here facing me? And it 8, 9, 6, Oh, we got I got Carlos with CE Tool Den. Got the 5 showed up. He's who's first. BMCK was second. So let me pull you a card. So this is Carlos. That's too easy. I'm not giving you that one. That's too easy. I ain't giving you that one. I had an ace and a 2. It's like, huh? That's too easy. Yeah, we're gonna go this one. Let's see what we got. High or low, Carlos? I'm gonna assume you're gonna say low. The last 2 cards I pulled was an ace and a 2. I'm like, I ain't giving you an ace or a 2. 7. Winner, winner. You win nothing, but you get the satisfaction of saying that you won. Now I just found these cards while I was in here today, and I thought I forgot I even had them over there. But I'm gonna get off here. I'm not gonna pull a Carlos and stay on here till midnight. It's my bedtime. So I'm gonna get off here. We'll see y'all on Saturday. Guess the trade is the Bowery Boy reload. Pretty nice reload actually. SBLD and an MP1X. So some of you have been asking in here about a MP1 or MP2. You know, he's got a load out of the MP1X and that loadout. So yeah, pulls out a cease and desist. All right, we'll see y'all on the next one.